Hey, what up, Long Beach? Welcome back to the 562.org. It's Mike.
And Tyler, and this high school football highlight is brought to you by the fine folks down at Naples Rib Company. All of our football coverage this season is sponsored by the Terry Donahue Memorial California Showcase, the biggest free recruiting event in the state. All of our Long Beach Poly coverage is sponsored by Bryson Financial, and all of our Cabrillo coverage is sponsored by the Cohn family. Thank you to all of our sponsors.
That's a lot of sponsors. All right, here we are back at the Old Gal Veterans Memorial Stadium. This is Long Beach Poly's 129th homecoming celebration, Tyler, and it could be their last at historic Veterans Memorial Stadium. This has been the home of Long Beach football since 1950. Stadium was built after Poly and Wilson alums fighting in World War II wrote home from the front and asked that the citizens of Long Beach build the kids a stadium. The citizens obliged, and we have had so many great memories at this stadium over the last 75 years.
Yeah, so let's take in some of the sights and sounds. What could be the last game for Poly at Vets, obviously a proud history. So many great players for Long Beach Poly that have played at this venue, but also LBCC, of course, still playing here, and Long Beach State back in the day played here. So if you're thinking football in Long Beach, you're thinking this facility right here.
For sure. CIF championship, so much other stuff. But big game tonight against Cabrillo. And it's Fernando Llanos for the Jaguars, calling his own number right off the bat. Antonio Elam, though, would be stopped by Damian Matau. Came in and made a nice hit right there. The Jackrabbits defense definitely came to play. Elam this time going to be stood up by Jaden Hernandez. And yeah, that is a human wall.
Yeah, that's a hug that you never like as a running back. Then Poly turned the TV on with Tristan Ventura running hard as he gets into Jaguar territory on that carry. Then Deuce Jefferson got Mike pretty good on that pump fake.
Yeah.
But then he found Kymir Smith down the left sideline. Poly's marching their way towards a score, and they would get it.
Hernandez is going to go in from 1 yard out to put Poly up 7-0 early in this game against the Jaguars. And it's a as the Jackrabbits celebrate. And then Matau feeling you. If you're going to pick it, you got to six it. That's 18 for 6 right there. I can do the math on that. That's a fraction, Tyler. That's 1/3. Big defensive play for the Jackrabbits. Like I said, they definitely came looking to make a statement in this game. But on the ensuing drive after the stop, it's a muff. Cabrillo is going to fall on it. It's Amir Stevenson with a huge pickup. Obviously flips the field and turns into a huge gain for the Jaguars.
Yeah, and they've got a little bit of that momentum now. Let's see if the offense can cash in. And Elam with a nice run to set up a 1st and goal for the Jags, as now they are knocking on the doorstep. They would have to settle for a field goal try, and they'll bring in sports star Javi Palomares, who's going to come in and drill a 25-yard field goal to put Cabrillo on the board and make it 14-3.
Since he's a soccer player, I'm going to say, go!
Go!
Jefferson finds Ezekiel Orozco going the other way. The Jackrabbits offense looking to get back in motion. Juju Johnson wearing the 6er with a nice move right here. So electric with the ball in his hands, making the guy miss right there. And then it's Harry Johnson, the junior, is going to take it in for the Jackrabbits.
Yeah, obviously Poly trying to get a lot of different ball carriers an opportunity to touch the rock tonight. Johnson celebrating that tubby, and then Juju Johnson playing nice. What a catch right there. And then the young sophomore, oh my, cutting his way through the Cabrillo defense. That is a 50-yard touchdown as Poly's now showering in touchdowns with Johnson & Johnson.
He's showing the hands, he's showing the moves, and he's showing the speed. That was a full package right there from the sophomore. For the defense, Elijah Pooley forces the fumble, and it's going to be the freshman lineman, two-way freshman lineman for the Jackrabbits. That is a rarity at 1600 Atlantic. It's Sammy Super Vi who's going to fall on it. And big 7-1. That's every big guy's dream, Tyler, is falling on that fumble. Vi gets it, gets the ball back for the Jackrabbits, and they would make immediate use of it as Jefferson hits Orozco to put Poly up 35-3 midway through the second quarter, at which point the clock would begin running.
And the Poly defense playing physically against that Jags offense. As you can see, a number of gold helmets getting in on that stop. But then Llanos to Isaiah Miranda for the Jags' biggest gain through the air. But then Jonathan Weston is able to force a fumble, and then Matau on the recovery. And if you're going to scoop it, you got to six it. I don't know. We're changing the rule a little bit, but Matau is second defensive touchdown, once through the air and once through the ground. That's impressive.
Very impressive. That would put Poly up 42-3 at halftime. There was an injury on the play. The refs getting together to talk about it. Kind of a weird play. It felt like one of those plays where the runner might have been down but no whistle was blown, so they get together to decide, well, you can't really fault the Poly kids for just continuing to play when the whistle wasn't blown. You can't really fault the Cabrillo kids for thinking the play might be over. It ends up being a touchdown, 42-3 Poly at the break.
And then opening the second half, Jefferson going to hit Orozco over the middle. Nice catch going up for that one. And obviously great to have Zeke back in the lineup after he missed a bunch of time this year with injury. And then for the Poly defense, it's Toa Tamasoa getting in there for the sack, the first one to get in on Leanos as the Jackrabbits were swarming defensively.
Yeah, definitely great team defense in this one. But muff me once, shame on you. Muff me twice, shame on me.
Yeah, another muffed kick. So really the major blemish for Poly was just getting their hands on the football in the punt game. But Jaden Bible, the sack on the quarterback, and hide the Bible if God's watching as he gets in for the big play. But they're not going to get muffed again. I mean, a muff is enough, Mike. What the heck? 3 muffed kicks?
Cabrillo able to get on it again. Love the way the Jaguars played in this game. No give up on that sideline. But Poly, obviously, even as they get their reserves in, some really talented guys. Toa Cagnolati. Look at what they've done to my boy.
Hey, look at my boy. The Jackrabbits getting their young guys in there, holding up a 4th and goal situation, so not letting Cabrillo into the end zone. Obviously, the young guys coming in and showing what they can do to get stuff on film. And then Harry Johnson going to cap the night with a long touchdown. This one, you saw the flag earlier in the play. That would be a holding penalty to erase this. But obviously, when guys get loose and celebrate like this, it's fun to still put it in the highlight, even though it didn't actually count.
Yeah, absolutely. Jackrabbits end up winning it 48-3. They will be at Dominguez to play Compton next Friday, while Cabrillo finishes out their season in the 7-10 rivalry with Jordan. Not sure if that was the last Poly game we're going to get at Vets. We'll find out when the playoffs roll around. But for coverage of everything else Long Beach football, you got to keep it right here.